I just want to reiterate, though, while there's been lots of speculation about a spring election, the Premier said that there's a window there available should he choose to use it. But he always talked about the election set for October. I think it's the 26th. And it's his prerogative if he wants to pick a window to go sooner. He had never selected a date. The 19th that was floating around, frankly, was floated by the Leader of the Opposition, not by the Premier. The Premier is always going to put the safety and security of Saskatchewan residents first. With all that speculation, in light of everything that's happened essentially in the last 24 hours, he felt it was appropriate to put all the alarm aside and just let people know that he didn't think this was an appropriate time, and he wouldn't be exercising the window.
But we know that this was declared a pandemic yesterday, and the Premier still wasn't able to provide a clear answer about whether or not he was ruling out another election. Can you explain what changed between yesterday and today to prompt the government to make this clear?
Well, I think we can't lose sight of, again, the Premier didn't cancel an election. He never called one. The election was set for the 26th. Much happened yesterday that from a politician's point of view, it seems strange to announce that you're not going to do something. As far as his exact thinking yesterday, everything unfolded very quickly yesterday, as you said, Arthur. I mean, it was announced that the World Health Organization considered it a pandemic. Lots of events were canceled, and yet people were still talking about, are we going to have an election? And I would assume by then that he probably felt that we weren't, but the fact it was still even having any discussion, he just felt it was best just to put that completely to rest.
Why did it take so long? There's been, for 2 weeks, climbing numbers of people infected with COVID-19. He's asked repeatedly to rule it out. So the speculation, one could say, was also fueled by his in-answers, and today was the first clear, direct line. So why did it take so long to put this clear message out there when he's had many opportunities up until now? Yesterday,
you heard questions to Dr. Shahab from media asking, and I'm paraphrasing, but essentially, an election needs to be called in roughly the next 6 months. When is the safest time period? And as Dr. Shahab had said, it's impossible to predict. So that's one of the things the Premier's had to grapple with. You say that we've had our first case today. We don't know how many cases we're going to have 3 or 4 months from now or 6 months from now. So that's one of the issues he's had to grapple with. We have a time frame the election needs to be called in. When would be the safest time to do it? And brilliant medical minds are telling us it's impossible to know.
Yeah, what do you have to say to people, and I understand you're not the Premier, to people who felt misled and confused by the Premier's comments? Because he did leave the door open. There were many opportunities up until yesterday for him to rule out a spring election, and he did so in a statement when he's out of province. So what do you have to say to people who are confused, misled, a little upset with the Premier's handling of this?
I would ask them to look at the facts. The Premier's been very upfront about this from the start. At no time did he ever say that he was going to call the spring election. He said there's a window of opportunity open. There's several windows of opportunity. His decision needed to be the election set for October 26th. He has a prerogative to go at some point in a window earlier. The issue that he had to grapple with, and I spoke to this in the House in question period a number of times, is that he needed to make a decision weighing the fact that when would be the appropriate time that this would have the least impact on people. There is no way of knowing that. So he's been nothing but upfront. He has said clearly that I have some windows of opportunity. I haven't made a decision to go early. There's been so much speculation about this, and people reading into what he said that he had already made up his mind to go early. He didn't. There's been no election date set. It seems strange to say, why don't you cancel an event that's actually hasn't been scheduled? So, but with all the speculation going around, all the concern that people have about this, he felt it was appropriate to put something out publicly so people can rest assured that there's not going to be a spring election.
Just to be clear, does the Premier bear any responsibility for the early election speculation?
I don't believe so. People are always going to speculate. I think back to, I've been a political junkie for many, many years, and I think back to a lot of years ago when Lauren Calvert was was elected leader of the NDP, and there was speculation for months and months and months that he was going to call an election. That kind of speculation, you can't control. People are going to do that. I think the Premier was very forthright with the situation, where he said he has a few windows between now and then, and he'd consider it. And he wants people to put the speculation to bed, so he's clearly indicated that that's not going to happen.
So just to be clear, Minister, the Premier saying our 4 years is up, I need a new mandate, I want that mandate sooner rather than later, that's not speculative. That's not a speculative statement.
Well, Stephanie, I'm not sure, but you can ask the same question different ways. I'm going to give you the same answer.
I just want to be clear that you on the record would not consider that a speculative statement that the Premier made.
He had a number of windows open to him, and that's what he stated, that he has those windows open. He's clearly said that a number of times, that it's set for October 26th, although he had the prerogative of going early. He hadn't made any decision, so I'm not sure how he could announce it when he hadn't made any decision. And now, in light of everything that's changed, he felt it was appropriate to clarify it so that the speculation hopefully will stop.
Specifically, what is it that changed? Is it the fact that we now have the virus? Was it the fact that, like, the NHL and the biggest players in sports and entertainment were kind of kiboshing public events? Like, what specifically was there that made that triggered this?
Well, again, that was his decision. That question would be better put to him. But I think I would say that just simply the fact that we had been focused, our government had been focused on COVID-19. And yet at the same time that we're trying to take precautions, get messages out to the public, support our officials, at the same time, the speculation about an election continued. It's raised every single day in question period. And I think he just felt it's time to just be incredibly clear, saying it's not happening.